Hey, what's going on, everyone? So in today's video, I've got something a little bit different. I thought I would share with you all the Bandai model kit Boba Fett. So I found this at Ollie's for $12.99. Could not pass it up. Comes in this nice box. You got a cool picture there. Got some more stuff on that side. Got a great looking picture of the finished model. A lot of stuff in Japanese, barcode. There's that side of the box. Just kind of shows you, some features of the model, the jetpack, the weapons, some swappable hands. Pretty cool. That's what that side looks like. There's nothing on the bottom. So I only have one other model kit. It's the R2 and BB-8, and I did a video for that, and I did a time-lapse build, but I could see in YouTube Studio that no one watched the build. I could see the views go along, and then as soon as I started the build, the views went down and stayed down throughout the build, and then when I showed the finished product, they went back up. So I'm not doing that again. I'm just going to build this and paint it and then show you the finished product. So stay tuned. I'll be right back. Okay, so here is the Bandai model kit Boba Fett, assembled and painted. And let me just say, this wasn't too difficult to put together. I mean, personally, I think R2 was a little more challenging than this, but there are quite a few places where you had to pay attention, you had to be patient, but if you just follow the instructions, this is a fun kit to build. Now, when you're finished with it, it is just green and gray and brown. The blaster's just black, okay? To make it look a little more lifelike, you have to paint this thing. Now, there are quite a few stickers that you can put on, but overall, it needs a paint job. But let's take a close look, and we'll just start up top, and I think it turned out good. I'm pretty pleased. So all these scuffs, I painted that. That's a sticker. This right here is actually a sticker. I just painted over it. That's a sticker. Up here, there's two little red dots there on his little rangefinder. That's a sticker. This is a sticker. But all the paint, I mean, I had to do. All these scuffs, that ding, all the silver dry brushing, like around the edges, to make it look worn, like he's been wearing this thing for a while. All this down there was, was all me. All these scuffs, that's what the back of the helmet looks like. I did a little bit back here, like right there. This silver there. Some more silver there. And since we're back here, the jetpack, I really dinged up. Okay, this is all painted. Now that's a sticker, sticker, sticker. This is a sticker, but I did put some more silver up here. Just some dry brushing, here and there. I kind of roughed up these. I chromed that and that. Okay, but that's how the jetpack turned out. Not bad, lots of scuffs. And something else I want to bring up. The jetpack can be removed. It's on two pegs, so it will not rotate. It does pivot just a little bit, but it cannot rotate. And the rocket can also be removed as well. That's kind of neat. I mean, I'm not going to be taking that thing out because that will disappear, but it's a nice feature. And coming back around to the front, so this piece up here, I painted that. I painted that big scratch. I painted these scratches. And for the chest armor, okay, that's a sticker. That's a sticker, and this is a sticker. But I painted all these scratches like that, and then I dry brushed along the edges just to bring out some detail, okay? Because otherwise, all this is just green when you finish building the thing. It needs a paint job, so this looks much more lifelike now. As far as arms, let's see, that's a sticker, and that's a sticker. I could have painted those, but those stickers actually went on okay. But I did add a little more silver to make the shoulder bells a little more scratched up. That's obviously a sticker, but then I painted more in here. As far as the gray undersuit, I did add a dark wash to bring out all this detail. Okay, that turned out okay. The pockets really needed something to bring out this detail. The belt, I threw some in there. But the arms, the dark wash kind of brought out some detail in here. And then the gauntlets, I painted all this on the gauntlets. Okay, all these scuffs, just silver dry brushing. That's a sticker. And then I painted the stock of the blaster to make it look kind of a wood grain. It turned out okay. And then I dry brushed the rifle itself and chromed a few little pieces like that. The end of the scope, the end of the barrel, I threw, just some little silver nicks. That thing I chromed. I added some in there. Okay, it turned out okay. And then this gauntlet, okay, so that's a sticker right there. I painted this, a little chrome there, some chrome back here. That's a sticker, but I did add some chrome back there and then painted the tip of the rocket. So in the picture, the tip of the rocket's gold, but this, I just left it black and just chromed the tip, okay? But all the scuffs I did paint. I painted these scuffs on its codpiece. And in the back of the belt, I did paint these buckles, okay? Because this was all brown back here. I painted the buckles. That was a real joy, but it looks okay. Now this holster is super finicky, okay? This little strap here, it's very difficult to get the blaster out, but this blaster looks just like the Black Series Boba Fett. I don't want to take it out because this strap is it's just finicky. It's kind of hard to get out, but I did chrome that on the pistol, and then I chromed the tip, okay? And then for knee guards, now I can't tell you how many times I dropped this thing. Everything on this figure is a separate piece, okay? You have to put together every single thing on this figure. And even these little darts down here, these little knee missiles, these are separate pieces. And again, I cannot tell you how many times I dropped this little one. And I found it every time, thankfully, but that was a real hoot. But I did scuff up the knee pads a little bit. Now this one here, this short one, is supposed to be the same length as this one, but this one actually broke. Okay, so I just stuck the end in there. It's okay. And then dark wash on the legs. That's a sticker right there. Okay, that actually turned out okay. And then some more dark wash down here to bring out all this detail. Okay, not bad. And then I chromed the little tips of his boots there, down there. So overall, I mean, I think I don't know. I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. So as far as model kits, this is well, technically the third one I've built because R2 and BB-8 came together. This is the first, character in a suit that I've built, and it was fun. It was a ton of fun. This is my first time doing painting like this, so I'm pretty pleased with how this turned out. So as far as articulation and like features, okay, so the rangefinder can articulate. Okay, oh, that's something else I painted this, because this was all black. Okay, so I did paint this part of the rangefinder, okay, but it can move up and down. Be super careful, because this is a different plastic than you get with Black Series. This is not as forgiving, okay? Be super careful with this. But as far as the head, it can turn side to side. You do have some up and down. Okay, it's on a ball, and there is some tilt, which is great. As far as arms up, they can go up to there, okay? The shoulder pad will actually flex with it, and it's kind of a drop-down arm, kind of similar to some of the SH Figure Arts, okay? And then the shoulder pad is on a separate hinge too. And again, you have to build every single piece in here. It's a ton of fun. But as far as rotation, yes, they can rotate around. There is a swivel just above the joint. And as far as elbows, okay, they can get to there, but there's also another joint in here. So you can actually bend that right there. So he can get his arms all the way up to there. That's something the Black Series Boba Fett, the same figure, the Empire Strikes Back Boba Fett, cannot do. So that's kind of cool. But when you flex it down, okay, now the gauntlet is a little more in this direction. So you just have to carefully push that back up, okay, like that. All right. So the elbows are actually pretty good. The wrists can swivel and they can pivot. Okay, they're on a ball, so they can pivot up and down as well as in and out, which is fantastic. He's got some swivel at the midsection. He can crunch pretty good. He can go back a fair amount, and there is some side-to-side tilt. Now, as far as legs, okay, there is a thigh swivel, but as far as legs up, this pouch runs right into this pouch, okay? So you're not going to get much of legs up. They can go back a decent amount. Knees, they can get up to there, okay, which is not terrible. Okay, there's no swivel at the knee. And then feet, can go down and up, and there is a little bit of side to side. So the articulation is not bad on this guy at all. Just be super careful when posing him. And there are some swappable hands for this Boba Fett, which is kind of cool. You can just pull those out very, very carefully. Very carefully. And you can put in this fist, okay, like he's getting ready to bap somebody. Or like he's doing his flamethrower, right? He's got a fist usually, when he's doing his rocket or his flamethrower. Okay, so the hands switch out fairly easily. I'm just going to keep this hand, this open hand in to pose him with his blaster. But you can do the same thing on the right hand, if you want to switch this out. Okay, this hand is actually assembled around the grip of the blaster. Okay, so once this is assembled, you can't just take the blaster out. You have to take the whole hand out, then disassemble the hand if you want to, say, put the pistol in his hand. Okay, this is put together around this grip. But it's fine. It's fine. I don't mind. This pistol is going to stay right there. Of course, the EE3 is going to stay right here. But as far as posing him with this blaster, he can fire low like this, and I love the look of that. Or if you want him at a ready stance, that doesn't look bad. You can flex this elbow all the way up to there, and that's not bad. Oh, and I forgot to mention this cape. Okay, so this cape is plastic, but I think the folds look pretty good. I did throw a dark wash on the cape. It didn't really show up too much, but overall, it's not terrible. All right, so back to posing. You can have the blaster down low at just a relaxed stance, and I think that's pretty good. And something that you can do with this Bandai model kit Boba Fett that you absolutely cannot do with the Black Series Empire Strikes Back Boba Fett is get the rifle up here like this. That looks fantastic. Oh, and something else I forgot to mention. These little Wookiee braids. Okay, so these are two separate pieces that you had to assemble before you put the right arm on. Okay, those look pretty good. It's like there's so many little pieces on here. I keep forgetting to mention things. But yeah, he does have the Wookiee braids. It's kind of cool. So I think overall, the articulation is pretty good for a model kit. You just have to be super careful when moving everything. And I think he poses pretty well with this blaster. And speaking of blasters, this blaster actually had a strap that hung down, but mine broke. I think at some point during, I don't know, moving him or posing him, it must have gotten hung up either here or here, and it snapped right off. There's what's left of it. It's very thin, extremely thin, but yeah, it just snapped. It was attached there and there. So be mindful of that. I mean, it looks fine without it, but it's easily breakable. Now, for scale. So this is the Black Series Boba Fett. That's the Bandai model kit. It's a little bit bigger. I was not expecting that much of a height difference between these two. Like a 1/4 of an inch taller. It's pretty impressive, but I do love the look of this one. And something else this model kit comes with is this little stand. And this is kind of neat. So his foot actually locks in this little thing there. That's fantastic, and they include this little bit if you want to join some stands together. But the fact that, for my display, the Empire Strikes Back section is on the very top shelf. The last thing I want this guy doing is taking a shelf dive, so I'm definitely using this stand. And if you want to use the stand, just drop the heel in first, and the toe will just sort of click in. Okay, that actually works pretty well. Now, of course, this is going to add even more height, but it's okay. It's okay. I absolutely love this model kit. I'm going to go put him on the shelf, and let's see what he looks like there. And there we have it, and I must say, that is a good-looking model kit. I am super pleased with how this turned out. So I thought I would show you what he looks like just standing on the shelf first. And yes, he is taller than the other Bobas. I mean, it's a noticeable difference. And there he is in relation to Dengar. So he is a little taller, but man, the kit looks fantastic. And there he is on the stand, and I'm definitely using that thing because the last thing I want to have happen is to have a model kit take a dive all the way down to the floor because it would definitely break. So I am going to use that stand. Of course, it does jack him up another 1/4 inch, so he looks like a giant. But I cannot get over how good this guy looks. And also, another thing I forgot to mention, it's like there's so many little things on these model kits. The shoulders, okay, the shoulders are on a ball, so they can move in every direction. It's almost like he's got butterfly joints. They can move up and down. I mean, he's got pretty good range for a model kit, but I am very happy with how this turned out. I thought the painting turned out pretty good. This being my first attempt at something like this, it's not bad. And his feet, in the light, the little chrome ends where I chromed the end of his boot there, that shows up nicely. The little dings on the knee pads, look good. The black wash on the pants really helped. All this, all the scuffs on the gauntlets, I think it just adds a lot. It's practically required to paint these model kits, but I am super pleased. And I think I'm just going to end the video here. So just like always, I want to hear from you guys. So comment below and let me know what you think of the Bandai model kit Boba Fett from The Empire Strikes Back. And if you enjoy videos like this, if you like Black Series or just model kits in general, Smack like and subscribe to the channel if you're new, and don't forget to turn on notifications. I would certainly appreciate it, and I just thank you all so much for watching. See you guys next time.